Hello, everyone, and welcome to my once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. I am both a Vedic astrologer and I also have a background in Western. And I also do tarot cards reading and oracle card readings as well. So thank you all so much for being here. Shari is wrapping up another show and will be on with us shortly. All of her links are in the description. She is one of my favorite people to read with. So if you don't already follow her, which I'm sure many of you already do, but if you don't, go ahead and please subscribe because she is a wonderful human being and I just can't wait for her to pop in and start reading with me again. If uh, if you haven't caught us reading before, I think our last show was it was October 16th of 2024. And that's when we had a really good read on what was to come as far as the future of the United States. So if you go about 17 minutes in, basically everything that happened, and this was before the election. So, and this was all based on the astrology and us pulling cards and things like that. It wasn't very popular after that show, but it did help a lot of people kind of prepare for the energies that we're seeing in Los Estados Unidos now. As you guys know, during that show, I announced that I was moving to Mexico. So you can see behind me the beautiful Mexico City. I feel like I'm in an episode of Friends because I'm in a city of 22 million people. It's huge. The inner city, I think, is around just under 2 million, just like Manhattan. And the outer area, it's about 22 million people. And so is New York. So I'm basically living in the New York of Mexico. It is absolutely wonderful here. Uh, it's affordable. The people are friendly. The other day, I lost my phone and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I went to some shops and they were so worried. They were like, oh my gosh, you left your phone here. We kept it safe. They got a security guard to lock it up for you. And oh, we're so glad that you came back to get it. And I'm thinking, this would have never happened where we used to live, huh, Jonathan? So I was just floored at the amount of just honesty, and it's very safe here in Mexico City too. Jonathan and I go for walks at night. We couldn't do that when we were back in Microsoft territory. So we're very happy to be here. We did have some issues going on with our building. We only have a bed frame, so we're still sleeping on the floor. And the issues we have with our building are water related, but we knew that was coming because Saturn is going through his opposition with Jonathan in Pisces. And every time this happens, we have water related events. And so we've had water outages. We had a big leak that happened in the elevator and got all the elevators down. So we had to use the stairs. Some people got trapped in the elevator. Luckily, it wasn't us, things like that. But the building's beautiful. The staff here is really great. We can't wait to get all of our furniture so we can get a little more settled, and we plan to be here for the next year. So, yeah, as you guys know, we've moved 10 times in 10 months, and so we're really looking forward to not Airbnb-ing it and finally settling down a little bit. It's also our 10th wedding anniversary tomorrow, so we're going to be celebrating that. We wanted to go to the zoo and possibly one of the castles in the area, and found out that it's free to go because that's Mexico. So we're really looking forward to that. And I just wanted to say hi to some of you guys coming in the audience. The lovely Viviani is here. It's lovely to see you, Viviani. And Venus is here. You are first in line, my dear. I went ahead and got your tip. Rose Blue, it's lovely to see you. Howdy to you as well. And of course, Jonathan saying hi to everybody. Say hi, Jonathan. You can say it out loud. Hi. He's a little shy. He's been on with me before, but the lovely Hershey is here. Thank you for the blessings and positive vibes. I appreciate you, sweetie. Yeah, when we didn't have water for a couple of days and we didn't have a bed to sleep on, I got sick at the same time, which is not a good combination. So I appreciate the good vibes that you sent, Hershey. That was very sweet. And thank you for congratulating us on the new apartment. Yeah, the view here is amazing. I mean, it's just phenomenal. But the 15th floor is even crazier, and I'll try to make a short so you guys can see, how gorgeous this place is. And the amenities, I got a yoga room and a gym. and, various like kitchens for entertaining, and, barbecue areas, and a sauna, and it's just crazy. And I feel like I'm living in New York for a hundredth of the price. So it's very nice, and it's much more affordable than the Seattle area where we were living. So, and I also, because of what just happened in Congress, lost my health care in America. So I'm glad to live in a country where I can afford health care. It's about 35 pesos to be seen by a doctor here, which is about what, about $1.50. So yeah, and then, on top of that, you pay for medications and stuff. And just to let you guys know, Jonathan's medications in the United States were about $800. They're $27 a month here. So we're really glad that we made the move. And yeah, oh, the lovely Tammy is here. It's great to see you, sweetie. I've been praying for you every single morning. So is Jonathan. Whew, we know things are going to get better for you, and we're lifting you up, sweetheart. Maria is grateful is here. It's lovely to see you. You have the cutest. Oh my gosh, that isn't that like an artist cat? That is so cute. I love that. Great handle. And Gina is here. Gina, it's a little late for you. Thank you for joining us. It's lovely to see you. And oh, thank you for the anniversary well wishes, you guys. That's very sweet. Yeah, 10 years. I can't believe it's been that long. We were friends for 15. We've always been friends. So 15 years of friendship and 10 years of marriage. So, I've never thought I'd marry my best friend, but I did. We get along crazy well. And even when we have like arguments and stuff like that, it's not anything like my past, or, I mean, you're just a great guy, honey. Yeah. Love you. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to be here at this time in my life with Jonathan and little Rosie, and I'm very grateful. So, and Maria says, good to see you in Mexico City, fifth largest city in the world. My dad was from there. Oh, muy bien. Yeah, we absolutely love it here. The people, the everything, the culture. Nancy Ray is here. Oh, thank you. This is a beautiful group, isn't it, Nancy? Christine is here. It's lovely to see you, Christine. Welcome. I've seen you in the chat over in Scott's channel, so it's good to see you. It's good to see you pop over here. Maria Amethyst is here. Lovely to see you. And yes, definitely get a passport. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I mean, especially with the way medical is going, you could at least do medical tourism if you have to. We highly recommend it just in our own experience. And oh, passport takes a year now? Oh my gosh. We'll get started now, Rose Blue. And then Maria's from Serbia. Wow. Well, welcome from Serbia. It's lovely to see you here. All right, I'll go ahead and get your question in. And just to let everybody know that, oh, Nicole's here. Hey, sweetie, good to see you. And just to let everybody know, tips do go first, and Venus is already tipped. So I'm going to go ahead and put her question in first. So if you want to ask your question first, Venus. And we're just waiting for Shari. She should be here any minute because she's wrapping up another show because she's that popular, guys. She's amazing. So all of the links are in the description, and they're also in the chat. So if you guys can, you can click on that for that. And then I have a QR code around here somewhere. I'm learning the new StreamYard because I've been using Zoom. There it is. Yay. Okay. All right. Let me try to get back to chat so I can see you guys. Okay. I don't want to make sure I, oh, you tip. Thank you, Hershey. I appreciate it. Okay, Rachel, I'll go ahead and put you in. And then, yes, Hershey, go ahead and ask your question, sweetie, and I'll go ahead and get you in there. So far I've got Venus, and then Rachel, and then Tammy, and then Hershey. Okay. And let me know if you want me to wait for Shari to pop in to do the question as well. Okay, because she said she should be any minute here. So, oh, Scorpio Sun's in the house. Happy birthday. Yay. That's wonderful. Yeah, Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot is the big Scorpio. And so is for Western astrology, Gerald of Tarot Stash is also a Scorpio. We love both of them. They're lovely readers. So yeah. Anyway, so, oh, and Philip is a Sag. Okay, very cool. Yeah, Jonathan has 3 signs in Sagittarius. So, and he's a yogi, so it fits. And he's traveled all over the world, and he's very Sagittarius. And his Mercury Mahadasha just took place, and it's in Sagittarius, which explains all the moving around we've been doing. And we're literally sleeping on yoga mats. Like you can see the bed frame off to the side over here, but there's no mattress on it. So they said they delivered the mattress and they didn't. And so I had to like open an investigation to try to get our money back. And I just ordered another mattress and we're just waiting. So, but, and then Jonathan says that the view is crazy good and the people are incredibly nice, helpful, and welcoming. They really are. And they're very tolerant of my Spanish because I'm still getting used to that. So you want to hear from her too. Okay, Venus. That's good. So we're just going to wait for Shari. And then, okay, Rachel, I got your question in. Maria, go ahead and ask your question, and I'll go ahead and get it in. So now's the time to put your questions in, and I'll go ahead and star them. Oh, yes, mañana time is something we are very aware of, Maria. It's when stuff is supposed to get delivered, we just go, okay, we'll just hang around the apartment because we have to take Rosie out on walks and things like that. She's our little Chihuahua mix, and she loves it here too. There's lots of this is a very puppy friendly area of the city. There's tons of dogs for her to touch noses with. Yes, we're talking about you. We're talking about you. Yes, we are. And we just stay around the apartment because we've just been waiting on furniture and mattress, everything. It's just been crazy. So we haven't really left the area very much. But tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to go to the zoo and the castle and maybe go get some pizza for our anniversary. So that's kind of our, and they're free, and not the pizza, but the castle tour and the zoo is free. And I'm like, what? I mean, I had a membership to the Woodland Park Zoo when we were living in Seattle, and it wasn't cheap. So I looked it up thinking, oh, let's just go see, the pandas because I really love pandas and things like that. And it was like, wait, where's the tickets? I couldn't find the tickets anywhere. And it's like, oh, no, it's free. Okay. So, oh, Risa is here. It is lovely to see you. Aw. Good to see you too, beautiful goddess. Her mix is, we actually had her DNA done. She is a Chihuahua, almost all Chihuahua, but then she has poodle, miniature poodle, and Maltese, and Silky, and was there anything else? Oh, and Boston Terrier. Those are the breeds, but it's mostly Chihuahua and poodle. That's why she's got the interesting fur. So you are nervous about the new way of life. Yeah, I think we all are, Hershey. It's a little nerve-wracking what's going on. That's why we moved here, just because it's like Jonathan is going to be 75 next month, and I don't want a medical emergency to happen that we can't afford because having to choose between, I mean, I don't even know if I have enough credit to be able to cover something big. I can't believe that this is happening, but we know that here with the cost of medical, that if there's an emergency, we'll be able to afford it. So, and we can afford our lifestyle here. Like we went grocery shopping today and brought home 4 huge like bags of groceries, just chock full of organic fruits and vegetables and quinoa and expensive stuff that I would normally not buy in Los Estados Unidos because it's too expensive. And it was under $50 US. And we're talking like the best of the best, the creme de la creme in a nice store. So, and we're living in a beautiful apartment. I think our rent here this month is 1,008 because we got it on a special. And that includes our utilities, guys. And that's for a 1-bedroom, like high-rise, full amenity building, gorgeous apartment with all of the bells and whistles. And it includes our electric, our everything. So when we were in Seattle, it was around $3,000 for all of that. So it's a nice change, isn't it, honey? Yeah. So, okay. So we are still waiting on Miss Shari. She should be in any minute. And it's good to see you too, Risa. General reading. You got it, Maria. I went ahead and on there. Okay. Maria, you are on the list. Yes. And oh, we miss you too, Hershey, and we appreciate you. And then, oh, Risa, she says, I'm watching my grandson full time now, daycare. I've been doing busy energy readings. Oh, that's great, Risa. How are you doing post? I know that you had a car accident last year. How are you doing with your therapy and everything? I hope that's going well. Okay, Christine, I'll go ahead and star your question. Oh, like to be vigilant. Okay, you're gonna have to. Yeah, I'll look up your chart, Christine. And then you donated with Buy Me a Coffee. Okay, Gina, go ahead and put your question in. Oh my gosh, Maria says, I prescribed to a new medication and the copay is $1,875. Get your passport because yeah, fly here and get the medication and it's probably cheaper. I mean, that's insane. I am so sorry. I hope you have my records last PayPal. Okay, Christine, I think I've got, let me look at my software here. Okay, pull you up. There you are. Okay. Is it January 3rd, sweetie? You want to tell me that? Because that's what I have on file for Steve. Yes. Okay. So I got your chart open. You're good. Of course I kept it. Okay, Viviani, I will put you on the list as well. Honey, can you get me a piece of paper and a pencil so I can just make a list while we're waiting for Shari to come in? She should be here any minute. We're just waiting for her to pop in. Okay. Oh, did I disappear? Honey, I disappeared. Okay, now I'm just flashing. Give me a second, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's hide that. And then let's hide the comment. All right, let me know if you guys can see me. Because I can't see me on the screen. That's really interesting. According to this, I'm in the background. Maria, you are on the list. Yes. No worries. Okay, well, if you can see me, great. I can't see me. Okay, sounds good. I'll just trust that you guys know what that you can see it. Okay, sounds good. So I've got, so Venus, go ahead and put your question in if you haven't already. I'll go ahead and look for it if you put it up there. Oh yeah, your inhaler, Hershey. That's great. All right, Gina, I put your question in the queue. Just getting your questions in while we wait for. And therapy is over. It didn't help. This is Risa. So right. Going back and forth. Don't know anything to hinder my purpose. Was the damage too bad? Okay, you got it, girl. Oh my gosh, and your insurance is $1,400 a month, Christine. That is insane. I am so sorry. That is crazy. Yeah, a lot of people are reporting that. Okay, Rose Blue, I got your question. A lot of people are reporting their insurance premiums on TikTok and Facebook Shorts and things like that, and it is just absolutely crazy. Okay, Hershey, I got your question in. Viviani, if you just want a general, you can have that. Otherwise, go ahead and put your question in. I'm just collecting questions while we wait for Miss Shari. Hopefully she can pop in. She should be in. Let's see. Oh, Medicare didn't cover your inhaler. Okay. Wow. Okay, Venus, I'm not seeing your question, sweetie. Why don't you go ahead and put that in for me? I've got Maria's question. I've got Rachel's question. I've got other Maria's question. Christine, Gina, Rose Blue, and Hershey's. Message from your guides. Okay. Went ahead and got your question. All right. And then I'll make a list. And again, we're just waiting on Miss Shari. Okay. So Venus. And Rachel. And then Tammy. Oh, I got fuzzy again. All right, I'll try to fix it. And then Hershey. And then Christine. Viviani. Okay. And then we got a copy from Gina. You came in at 6 minutes ago. Okay. All right. So we have Venus, Rachel, Tammy, Hershey, Christine, Viviani, and Gina. All right. Okay, I'm still fuzzy. Better?
It looks better than small screen.
Okay, I'm still fuzzy. Okay. Okay, is that better? Okay, Jonathan's showing me what I look like. Okay, that's not good. Still blurry. Okay, I know you're here, Maria. We're just waiting for Shari to pop in. You might have to, okay, Viviani, I got your question. General message, you got it. Okay. Is that better? Nope. It's worse now. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. This is just one of those days. Okay, so let me do the finger trick. Not yet. Okay, let me turn my camera off and on. Can't do much more. I can switch cameras.
Actually, it's not intolerable on the small screens. Oh, here you go.
Better? Okay, yay. Yay, I'm back. Yeah, touch the camera. I tried that, Maria. I did the finger trick. All right. Namira is here. Lovely to see you. Yay, yay. Okay, I'm so glad it's better. Hershey's like, it's not that bad. You're such an optimist, Hershey. Okay. So I'm not getting anything from Shari in the emails. I don't know what's going on there. So, all right. So if you guys, any of you are okay with me just giving you a reading, go ahead. For Venus, Rachel, Tammy, Hershey, Christine, Vivian, and Gina, because you guys tipped, you're going first. And then we've got Maria Amethyst. Maria is grateful. And Rose Blue after that, okay? All right. You're okay with it, Viviani. Okay. And Hershey. Okay, sounds good. So I'll do Viviani and Hershey because you guys are okay with it. Okay. Whew. And Gina's okay too. Excuse me. Every time I sneeze in public here, someone goes, "Salut, salut." Like they'll even yell it across the street. It's absolutely adorable. Okay. Okay, you don't have a question, Rose Blue. Okay. For some reason, okay, that's just, you were just making a comment. I thought you were asking a question. I'll go ahead and unstar it. Thank you for telling me. Okay, so we will do Miss Viviani and Hershey. So I would love a message from my guides about the next 3 months. All right. I had a really amazing dream last night about the senses and how the senses can often lead us astray or in the right direction depending on how we use them. When I say the senses, I'm talking about the five senses as well as the various chakras and cities that we get from our spiritual practices. And I've been doing a study on how the planets line up with those things. Oh, goodness. Okay, we got something coming. Okay, let's see here. Okay. It's interesting. There. Get my oracle. And thanks for being patient as we wait for Miss Shari to pop in. Okay, that's going to be all right. That's good. I like getting good cards. Okay. I'm going to use my Mahabharata oracle for you, Viviani. It's one of my favorite new oracles. I found it at a beautiful tarot store. There's multiple tarot stores here because the tarot community is huge in Mexico City. And our first Airbnb when we landed here in CDMX was right across the street from it. It just blew my mind. I did a short on it. It was gorgeous. Okay. So, Miss Viviani, the main thing, yes, she's on a live stream with Arthur. She said she was going to pop in at 8:15 Eastern. So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll figure it out. Oh, Beth is here. Lovely to see you. And yes, Shari is in Louisiana. They are having some bad winds today. Yeah. So, yeah. So we'll just kind of wait for her to come in whenever she's able to. So, okay, Viviani. So the main energy I got in and around the next 3 months. The first one I got was first house in Scorpio. You have got some major changes coming. Life, rebirth, transformation, things like that. Now, the first house represents your body, your health, who you are. So it's important that you're very mindful of your health during these next 3 months, paying attention to certain things regarding your health, making sure that you have the right insurances and things in place just in case anything pops up or causes an issue. This is kind of who you are. How you project yourself. And when I get Scorpio, it tells me that you might be going through a little bit of a Gandanta. What's a Gandanta? It's a bit of a spiritual knot. Something health-wise or that affects you and your personality and how you project yourself into the world is going to be affected. Okay, but when I see first house, it's more, it's you. Okay, so then I asked, okay, what's going on there? And lots of changes. Okay, so you're prepared for them. And I asked kind of what was going on, and I got the Three of Swords reverse. Okay, so this is kind of this carries a lot of despair with it, as you can see in the card. It's a difficult process. It's something that will need to be faced in these next 3 months. Remember the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I know Christina Aguilera has a really great song. I used to go running to it, but doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, it's a great song, especially to run to. But that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. there's going to be some challenging situations that are going to make you feel a little weaker. Okay. Hiding your feelings, especially from those close to you, is a mistake when this happens. Express your pain authentically. Try not to go into self-pity, but share it. Share it with others. Rely on other people to lean on. By doing so, you're going to receive a ton of compassion and a lot of help as you go through this. Be cautious of keeping it too close to yourself. They're saying that you do tend to be pretty private. So it's important that you do involve others in this, because this is something that they're kind of challenging you to do, to kind of break out of your shell a little bit and invite other people in to help you with your energy. Think twice before taking on the role of a caregiver, because you're going to really need to take care of you, whether this is emotionally or physically. And your empathy is really strong. Otherwise, this wouldn't be possible. So ensure that, your motives are genuine and you're not driven by a need to feel needed, and really prioritize your self-care, because that's the big thing going on there. Okay, lots of stuff. All right, so that's kind of a rough reading, but I did get a really great card from the Mahabharata Oracle. I got the Nectar card. Okay, this is like it's type of ambrosia. It's called Amrita in the Vedic texts, and it's a sign that this is the fountain of youth. It's immortality. It's what the gods drank in order to become immortal. So it gives you life. It gives you vitality. So what this tells me is that there will be a cure to the hardship that is coming in the next 3 months. Okay, it's going to give you more vigor, more rejuvenation, spiritual ascension. You're going to feel more youthful in soul and spirit once it's over. You're going to attain a higher level of knowledge and power having gone through this experience. And any projects that you're working on will be infused with new vigor, which is good. And it also signifies deepening awareness and emotions, triumph, joy. This is a very good card to get. I'm very happy that I pulled it for you, especially after those more difficult cards. But it signifies a transition to a higher plane. And Vedically, according to philosophy, when we go through the suffering, when we go through issues, especially regarding our health, they're not there to punish us. They're there to literally help us ascend to those higher ways of being, thinking, and doing. So you are going to fulfill your goals and your dreams once this is over, but it's going to be a little tough. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a betrayal, especially with first house Scorpio. It's a lot of transition, a lot of stuff coming your way. I don't have your chart in front of me, but if I could look at that, I could probably tell you more specifically what's going on. But I hope that helps in the interim and gives you a little bit of clarity as what to expect, and that it's going to turn out okay. Okay, that's the main thing that you got to tell yourself as you're going through this. All right. All right. I hope that was helpful, sweetie. All right. So let's go with Miss Hershey. I'm starting Feng Shui classes. Exciting. And I'm wondering if understanding the new journey, and I don't have to wait completely. Okay. So Feng Shui. All right. Well, that's exciting stuff, Hershey. I'm glad that you're expanding your spiritual knowledge to add to your home and your space. I think that's a really beautiful thing. Yeah, we're having to buy a whole new apartment here, and I added everything up, and including, like, we're talking everything: dishes, utensils, cleaning supplies, anything that's not food. Our television, our couch, our bed frame. I had to get a kitchen station because the kitchen's kind of a small area. Everything was around $2,500 for everything. I mean, everything to outfit this apartment. It was incredible. Like, to buy a couch for $150 is nuts. Oh, we got a jumper. Okay. Okay. We're excited for you, Shirshi. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm getting lots of cards for you. All my decks want to talk to you. All right. Anything from Mahabharata. Okay. There's a lot of energy around this Feng Shui class. Okay, the first thing they're saying is anything comes up, don't fight it. Just go with the flow. Okay, when I get the Seven of Wands reversed, this is my stand up for yourself. This is the stand down and just let things flow. That's the main energy. This is the one that flew out of the deck. Because there might be some miscommunications or something's going to come up. It might involve money. Okay, I don't know who's directing the class or in charge or anything like that, but I got that there's something monetary that might come up that's not great. Okay, when I get the Queen of Pentacles reversed, this tells me that there might be a greedy person or something like that involved in the mix. Okay, it's usually a female. All right. Then I got the Hanged Man, but it did come up reversed. Okay, so this is my you're doing too much for other people card. Okay, you're kind of extending too much of yourself in one direction. So it's important that you practice some balance when you get into this and try to balance your energy out a little bit. Okay, if you feel a little stuck, trust your judgment. Trusting your judgment might be a little challenging. But it doesn't mean that you're completely off your game. Okay, so to navigate this, accept delays, hang in there for a while. There could be a delay. There's something monetary coming. I'm not right sure what it's going to be, because especially when I get the Queen of Pentacles reversed, it tells me to maybe look at the finances a little more, but it's also that there might be something in your environment that either you need to pay attention to, it could be a person, or that you might have dropped the ball on something. Like I got her the other day when a wire transfer didn't go through. It's like, oops, missed, whoops, stuff like that. But your talents, your abilities, your intelligence, they're all intact, but they might not serve you well in this particular instance but they will propel you when the time is right. Okay, so exercise caution moving into this. I know it's weird because it's just a Feng Shui class, but I got some intense cards. So just if there's any delays that create kind of complex circumstances beyond your control, just try shifting your perspective a little bit and dwelling on any negativity during the time that you're taking this class, because this could even be outside of the class, something coming your way that causes delays and things like that. Dwelling on any negativity will just keep you stuck in a rut and cause you to miss opportunities the universe has in store for you. So I got that there are going to be delays or just some blocks because I got Saturn, and that's what he does. When I get these cards together, it tells me that you're going to need to shift your perspective a little bit more to fit into this. The course is paid in full, and I'll keep my eyes open. Okay, great. This could be something just in your energy in general, Shari, because sometimes the guides, they just give me a reading that goes beyond the question. It says, no, she needs to know this. Sometimes they do that. But what I did get overall energy-wise was I did get the Temperance card. So this is all about just keeping balanced. I love this version of the Temperance card because he has the sun and the moon, and the sun is your inner self and the sun is your outer self. And so learning to balance those two aspects of yourself is really going to be key. And then whenever I see there's going to be a balance that's going to be needed after you kind of go through this experience. Once it's over and you've achieved balance, I got 4 wands. I don't know if you've got a wedding coming up, a celebration, something interesting and fun. Go, enjoy, really, really enjoy it, because that is in the cards for you. And then the last card I got the 4 of Swords, but it did come up reversed. So again, I got the 7 of Wands, and that came up reversed. And now I got the 4 of Swords reversed. So what this tells me is just avoid any kind of confrontation. Any battle of the wills is kind of a mistake right now. It's not something you're really ready to handle because you just need to kind of take a step back and maintain your cool. That's the main thing I'm getting. You may be feeling a little stressed, emotionally drained due to some upsets or negative influences coming your way. And to alleviate that, you're going to need to really ground and center yourself. Okay. It's possible that they're saying that this is an unresolved issue that's been going on for years, and it's now the time that the angels are coming forth and they're going to help you make peace with them. I know you asked about feng shui, but my gosh, like they're just like giving me, they're like, talk to her. I'm like, okay, okay. So approach this process with a strategy of inner peace, inner harmony. Embrace that beautiful stillness. You know, the thing I love about the Temperance card is it's all about remaining still while the storm passes. So it's about eliminating distractions, recharging your inner strength, things like that. So just, fully open your heart, be your beautiful self. I know you're not afraid of the shadows, and approach this process, this process that's coming your way with a strategy of inner peace and harmony. And don't run away from any challenges, but also don't be too confrontational, and make sure to take out that time for yourself, because that's going to be really key there. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks. I hope that was helpful, sweetie. And all right, you say the remedies don't start until February, but could be a delay in maybe. Okay. Everything you're saying is what I'm facing with the Grand Duke and the loss of direction in home. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Okay. Well, that's probably why they're bringing it up, because they really want you to focus on those things. And I think that the feng shui class is wonderful, but they really want you looking at that for some reason. So I did get that there will be justice for you. I got that from the Mahabharata Oracle. It represents justice as at the highest level, an impartial evaluation of your situation, a fair outcome. It highlights reason, logic, focus. Any decisions or things coming your way will be faced justly. So it indicates that justice will be served even when no one is on your side. That's the main thing that I got. So that's really good. And you may be called on to judge a situation and give your opinion for the dealing with the outcome as well. All right. So lots of energy around you, sweetie. Oh my goodness. Okay. And I'm so glad that resonated, because I'm looking at these cards going, this is a lot of energy for a feng shui class. So, okay. All right. Well, thank you for the input, sweetie. Oh, blessings to you. I love saying good morning to you every day. It's the highlight of my day. So, all right. Okay. So, and Shelby is here. Oh, yes. I love the Light Seers deck too. Yeah, it's a really great deck. I love the imagery on it. Okay. All right. So in Shem, I went ahead and you're going to be leaving soon for Mouse. Okay, I'll go ahead and put your question in, Shem. Lovely to see you. Okay, so she'll be on later than I thought. Okay. Yeah, I told her 8 o'clock Eastern, so maybe she thought Central. It's possible. Okay. All right. Well, Gina said it was okay if I did her question as well, I believe. So you are next. I hope you can tell me if I'm undergoing an ascension symptoms at the moment, transition to the next chapter of my life. Let me pull up your chart, because I know I've got you in here. Got Christine in here too. Okay, Miss Gina. Here you are. Ascension symptoms. That's exciting. Yeah, every time Gina came into our Zoom and she gave me her birthday, you guys, and I went, she does not look her age. She looks at least 20, 30 years younger than she is. I was like, wait, did you say that can't be your birthday? It was, yeah, she's just got one of those faces. It's like, oh, you're so pretty. Okay. Let's see. You are in, I'm going to look at where you're at in your chart right now to see what energies are going. Oh, Sun, Saturn. Okay. Sun and Saturn are enemies. Okay. Sun's the king. Saturn is the servant. Okay. Saturn represents he represents the servant class, people who do hard work for low pay. He represents the disabled. He represents the elderly. He represents all those among us who deserve our love and respect, but don't always receive it. And when they're mistreated, Saturn comes for you. He comes for all of us for that. You have a strong Saturn. He's in Aquarius. He's very happy there. But you did go through a return in 2023. Congratulations, you survived it. But now you're going through Sati Sati, the height of Sati Sati, and it's this year and next year. So, my dear, you are going to go through another Saturn energy. You can look it up. It's Sadesati, Sati Sati. I actually do readings. You might want to schedule one with me because I can give you a lot of remedial measures for Saturn. One thing I would definitely recommend for you is doing prayers on Saturn days, any kind of donations to organizations that help, disabled people, feeding programs. There's a lot of need in America right now. I know you're in the UK and there's probably some stuff going on there as well. But any type of donation that you make is very supported by Saturn, especially on Saturn days. Feeding the crows on Saturn days is recommended. Wearing blue sapphire on the middle finger of your right hand. It needs to be a real sapphire, not a fake one. And that can help as well. As far as gem therapy goes, it's best to put it on during a Saturn day. He's in Pisces right now, which is where your moon is. It's in sidereal Pisces. So yeah, that's big stuff coming your way. My heart goes out to you. He's basically going to show you emotionally anything that you've missed. Now, he is in your fourth house of the mother of real estate in your chart. And he'll be going over your fifth house moon. Fifth house is children, it's creativity, it's things like that. It aspects your sun, which is in your 11th house of profits. So you're going to want to watch your money. You're going to want to watch any projects that you're doing right now. I know you don't have kids, so I don't either, so you don't have to worry about that department. But really, really just be aware that is coming. Now, he is retrograde right now. He'll be stationing direct this month on the 27th and 28th. That's when it's most intense. And then he's coming for your moon at 7 degrees. So that's the big, big energy. So let me read what Saturn's, and you are from November 5th to November 22nd. You're going to be in Saturn, Sun, Saturn, Sun. Okay. So your sun is very active right now, and he is in Virgo. Okay. All right. So you got eclipsed last year. Interesting. Let's see. All right. So let's look up sun. I'm just going to my timing calendar here. So this is Sun, Saturn, Sun. Okay. All right. Okay. Power, authority, recognition from government, but relationships can struggle. You might have some things stolen, so make sure that you're watching that. Watch yourself from fever, any type of fever-related illness during this time as well. Okay. Then on November 22nd, you're going to enter Sun, Saturn, Moon. That's generally good. You can use your intelligence in a better way compared to previous periods. There can be a gain of wealth or employment. Good food, that's good because that's around Thanksgiving, at least in Los Estados Unidos. Okay, you'll be in a position to breathe a little easily after a gap of a few months there. Okay, when you enter Sun, Saturn, like Mars, come back because that can bring danger due to weapons and things like that. So impurity, blood, medical expenses, things like that. That's going to start December 21st. But come back and I can give you more information about then. But just those two periods coming up are too bad. Your sun is well placed in Virgo. This tells me that you know how to cross those T's and dot those I's. You are misorganized. And then with your moon in Pisces, that actually gives you, because they're actually almost complete, your full moon baby. So that gives you a little bit of a psychic bent, which I love to see. So you've got your emotional in tune moon, which is a little psychic, my dear. You're starting with your psychic powers and gifts because it's 7 degrees. It's not quite toward that 30 point yet, but it's there. And your sun is very very strong with the Virgo energy. So let's see if you've said anything. Okay, you'll look it up. Yeah. LOL, a little one. Okay. Okay. And enjoy your night, Hershey. Thank you for joining us, sweetie. Okay. I haven't gotten to your question yet, Rachel. And divine timing, I will go ahead and put you in. We have a big list, so I'm just letting you know that tips are going first. Okay. Oh, thank you, Hershey. That's so sweet. You're a sweetheart. All right. So we are still waiting for Miss Shari. I think she might have been maybe an hour off with the timing, which is okay. So let's see. The next person I have on the list, if you're okay with me giving you a reading, is Rachel or Venus. Venus or Rachel, are you guys okay with me giving you a reading? Okay, I can, okay, Tammy said I can read hers. Okay, great. Great. All right, Miss Tammy. I'm going to pull your chart up too, sweetheart. Okay. Okay. All right, so as you know, Saturn is going over your south node, which is Ketu, and he's also going over your ascendant. Now, what Ketu does is he forces us to deal with stuff that we might have been ignoring or ways that we haven't really stood up for ourselves. And you know exactly what I'm talking about there. He does not want you to forget this moment because you have got some really amazing things coming your way in 2026 and the 2027, despite your Sati Sati, which was really rough, and it's still going because Saturn's very close to your ascendant and will be all month. He's finally going to move away from your ascendant toward the end of November. Okay. So let me look at where you are at in your chart. I know that you are in, you're at the very end of Saturn. I think that's all about worship. Yeah, you're in Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu. I don't even have to read this because it was Jonathan's. This is a time to tap into your spirituality hard and just really, I mean, the other day when you sent me an email, I pulled the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune reverse due to your situation. Just wandering, being you, trying to work through this Sati Sati moment, and it of course happened over your moon. The moon represents the mother, is the main thing they want you doing right now. And you do have a spiritual mother. And you told me about the text the other day. I'm just going to give you a story that can kind of maybe help you. It helped me a little bit. The last time I spoke to my own mother, I was on food stamps. I was living in a women's shelter. I had nothing. In fact, the women's shelter I was actually in a storage unit, but I was going to the women's shelter for help with my legal case. I couldn't stay there overnight because I didn't have children and they were already full. And I'm telling my mother this, and she is like, well, I went on a vacation and I have this new car. She was bragging about how well she was doing. And my father at the time had taken all of the equity out of my house, and my ex had stolen my jewelry store, and they had stolen my identity, and it was very difficult. And she was almost gleeful about my pain. And she started bringing up a 5-course dinner that she had at Commander's Palace in New Orleans, and how well she was being treated and how wonderful her life was. And I took my food stamp card of $180 a month that I was getting, and I threw it across the table, and I said, this is what I'm living on. I'm starving. And she was almost happy about it. I mean, it was really bad. And what that taught me was that as much as I try to have a relationship with this person, she is a toxic, horrible human being with narcissistic tendencies who likes to rub her own, I don't know, what you would call it, greed in your face. So remember this moment, remember that text, and don't allow this person back into your life, because you're about to be, like me, have a turnaround. You're going to enter a beautiful relationship. Your monetary situation is going to get much better. I've seen your chart. You've got Mercury and Maga. That's great. And it is in a wonderful house. It's in your house of marriage. It's with your son. Saturn is there too, but that's why you've been going through 19 years of crazy Saturn with your ex and your parents and everything else. It's going to get better for you. And it's also going to get better with your kids because Mercury rules your fifth house. So you've got great things coming your way. So when things are going really well and she isn't doing well, she needs to be on her own and learn to get through her own problems by herself, especially if she has a fall or an issue in the future. She doesn't exist. You can't have her in your life because this is a mother is something that is a role that someone plays in our lives. And if they abdicate that role, abuse that role, and use that to hurt us, then they've abdicated it. We can walk away. Okay, it's okay to walk away from people that hurt us and that are toxic. So that's the main energy. And you do have a divine mother. I have one too. Okay, I tap into her every single morning and night. And she has been an incredible guide for me. She first came to me in the form of Mother Mary and then later Kali, Parvati in all of her beautiful forms. And I tap into her all the time, and she's loving and she's kind. And when I had my 3 surgeries in 2019, I called on her. I called on my guru. I called on my spirit guides to help me because I didn't have anybody in my life that I could really turn to mother-wise to help me through that. So my heart is with you. I've gone through exactly what you're going through. And know that when I get up in the morning and I pray to the Divine Mother and I do Mrityunjaya mantra, I'm praying for you too. Okay? So you are not alone as you go through this. And know that things will get better. Okay. And the lovely Shari is here. Yay.
I made it. Yay.
I was just giving a reading to Tammy, and I was getting a little emotional.
I know, it was intense, and I was like, I'm feeling every bit of it. I didn't catch the beginning of it. I kind of came in on the end of it, but it was like, I mean, I went through that in 2019 when I lost my mom, and then COVID hit, and then lockdown hit, and I found this wonderful community with so many mothers that were there to get me through it, and helped me in so many ways that I can't even begin to count. And I was very fortunate. I had a very loving and caring mom who did the best she could as a single mom with 2 kids. And I know there were a lot of nights that she went to bed in tears because she didn't know how she was going to do it the next day, or how she was going to feed us the next day, or how, but she taught me resilience, that I could do it, that I had, and I always looked at her and thought, well, hell, if she can do it, I know I can do it because I've got more help than she had. So, but it's hard when you don't have that physical mother figure that's there to hold you and love you and encourage you and fight battles for you. And so you have to then learn how to find that mother figure elsewhere, either through friends or another relative or through a spiritual walk. There have been many a night that I've prayed to Mother Mary, even though I'm not Catholic, and there have been many nights I've prayed to other goddesses just because I'm like, all right, I need all hands on deck. Let's do this. So, I mean, it's so important to know that there are people out here that are willing to reach out and wrap you up, even if it's in a virtual hug. They're still there for you. Yes. And that can be scary when you're not used to asking for that help, but it's very freeing once you kind of get past that little hiccup and you reach out and there's somebody there for you. And it means a lot to all of us. So, because we all go through stuff all the time. So,
and the mother in our chart, that's fourth house. That's comforts. That's where we go when we're scared. We go home. It's our place to be. And so when we deal with the betrayal that deep, it's heart-wrenching, especially when you loved this person and you trusted this person. And or if you had a wonderful mother like you and they pass away, I mean, it's equally heart-wrenching. So yeah, thank you for that, Shari. Yeah, you're actually very healing for me because I'm about your son's age, and you look a little like the woman who raised me, but you're very kind and sweet. And she's she's from Louisiana, so you've been a huge, you've been a huge part of my healing. So
I think that's why we connected so well from the time we met. It was like there was just something there. It was like a connection.
Yeah.
I know I felt it. I know you felt it. And even though we don't get to spend as much time together as we would like to, I feel like if we lived in the same town or in the same block, we would be at each other's house all the damn time. So,
for sure,
we would definitely be hanging out all the time. So, and there's so much joy and peace of mind when you find these people. Whether if you're the one nurturing them or vice versa, or as in most cases, both back and forth, that it's important to reach out and let people know what you're going through, so that those around you can send you that love and that help and that courage and that strength that you need. And that's so important.
Yeah, it is. And my behind the scenes stuff is a little off, so I apologize. And Tammy says, thanks, ladies. You're welcome, sweetie. And you're welcome, Maria. She says, thank you for speaking about our divine mothers. Of course, yeah, it's always important to tap into the spirit of our divine mothers. And they come in so many beautiful names and forms, because mothers exist in every culture and every spiritual.
Mother Earth. I mean, start there.
Yeah.
We put our feet in her every day, there she is. The ultimate support is we put our feet on the ground and she's got us, and she holds us up. And so
she does.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's why so many of us in the spiritual world get so much strength from being outdoors, is because it's like plugging into Mother Earth in a direct way, so that boom, you're right there, and it's encouraging, uplifting, and strengthening all at the same time.
Yes, I completely agree. Oh my goodness. So I went ahead and got your question, Shem. Just to let everybody know, my screen went completely blank, so I'm not looking at anything. I'll let you guys know when it comes back. But yeah, Jonathan, come take a look at this. This is crazy. But our next question is Miss Venus.
Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, but yeah, we've got Venus, and then Rachel, and then Christine, and then Shem. All right, and then we'll go to lightning round if you guys are still here. Okay. But I can't even get the StreamYard thing to open. So just give me a second here. It's like my computer is just doing weird stuff. It's just one of those things.
Well, that'll give me a second to grab cards, because I jumped on and realized I still had all my political cards out from the previous show, and I didn't grab any of my other stuff. So
Okay, so that gives us time to do that.
yeah.
And Venus, I will try to get to your question if I can get this open. Okay, it looks like it's starting to slowly come back. Like I'm in between two windows right now. Are you seeing this, honey?
It's going with the,
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, it's okay on the other side, so that's good.
Okay. Yeah, it looks normal looking at you. So
Okay, well that's good. I'm glad that you guys are having a good user experience because on my end it's like popping and cracking. So, but Miss Venus, if I can't pull your question up, go ahead and ask it again, and I'll see if it will. And then Jonathan could tell me on the chat on YouTube. So we just got to work with what we got, and then we'll do Rachel, and then Christine, and then Shem, and then I'll try to get to the other star questions if I can open them. So
we'll figure it out, folks. Just hang in there.
yeah, it's just one of those weird things. I went back and forth between my email and StreamYard, and for some reason it's like in between my email and StreamYard, so it's like half
Wow.
the screen is showing and half is.
I know
Yeah.
Arthur was telling me that he was his power went out yesterday, and when it came back up, his computer wouldn't. And so he had to take his computer into the shop today to see if they can fix it. Fortunately, a friend of his had a laptop he could borrow. So
Yesterday was a dark day because Saturn was reapproaching the eclipse point that we had in September. So
yeah.
for us, we had another water outage, and it flooded the elevator, so the elevator stopped working, and there were people stuck in the elevator and screaming at like early in the morning. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but
That would freak me out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. That's like out of a movie or something. Like I told Jonathan that the main energy of that day is just the 8th and the 9th are very dark days. It's the day that his guru died. It's the day that Hitler rose to power. It's the day that, around the time that the last president took place, the first time. It's just a dark day. So we didn't do much, and my guide said, "Hermit, don't even go outside." I'm like, "Well, I got to take Rosie out." So I took her out a couple of times, and then we just like stayed close to home. And then we found out about the elevators and the crazy flooding and everything else. So I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
It was flooding what in the town where you're at?
In the building, the pipes.
Oh.
This is a brand new building that we live in. It's beautiful, but they have a lot of water problems.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking some really good cards for you, Venus. And I've seen your chart, so this kind of matches with that energy too. I'm still not getting a, like for some reason my windows are not working. I might have to try to open up another window, but my computer's just totally frozen. So weird. Okay.
And so who are we doing a question by?
Yeah, we're doing a question for Venus. I'd love to be able to open it, but I can't.
For Venus. It said, I'd love a message for my guides. Also,
I love a message for my guides. Okay, there it is. All right. What spiritual work or gifts should I dig into more? Oh my gosh. Oh, girl, you've got some gifts. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, so the first card I got was Capricorn. This tells me that you are a very practical person. You know what needs to be done. You're very organized. You have a business mindset. You're able to juggle multiple things at once. If something needs to be sussed out monetarily, you can figure it out. This is my businesswoman card. You are able to really take the world by the horns and make it work, okay? Then I got Death reversed. Now, what this tells me is that a lot of change and transformation and things have happened in your life, but not to be afraid of those things, because when I get Death reversed, this is kind of like my rebirth card. You've taken the transformations that you have, almost like death-like experiences, big changes in your life, and you have used them to a positive advantage. So this tells me that you are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Resilient and economical. And you can take problems and find really beautiful solutions for them. And then the main energy I got for you was, of course, this is no surprise to you, the Queen of Cups. You're psychic. So you're also an empath. You're in tune with your emotions. You're compassionate. You're good at working with people on an emotional level. You're able to regulate the emotions of others and help them better understand why they act the way they act and where they're coming from. Like I told you guys, I had this dream last night about the importance of paying attention to our senses. We have what are called gunas in all of us. There's a tamasic guna, which means that we're still learning. We're kind of in the dirt. We're a seed. It's kind of based in ignorance, but also in not fully understanding things right. It's kind of like we're a little baby seed. And then there's rajas. That's the stalk of the lotus rising up. It's usually a lot of activity, a lot of learning, a lot of ooh. And then there's the beautiful lotus at the top, and that represents sattva, meaning that we've mastered this and that we're at the top of the lotus and we've made peace with it. You need all three in your life in order to continue movement, because the bloom cannot exist without the roots or the seed, and you need the stem to attach all of it. So a blend of all three is found in everybody. But what this tells me is that you can help people deal with their anahata sense, their emotional understanding of events, and also through the major changes, especially death and rebirth kind of situations that kind of create these emotional upheavals in people's lives. You're able to work with them and help them understand their emotions from a level that not even they truly know, but you're able to tap in and help them. So you're empathic. You're very in tune with your emotions, with spirit. You've got some psychic gifts there. You can rely on that beautiful intuition. And you help people with their heart space, which I think is a really beautiful thing to be, Venus. So, oh, yay, my chat is up. And you do try. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, so, oh, Mama Sushi's here. Good to see you. Blessings to you, Aurora, and little baby on the way. So, yeah, that's the main energy. Oh, and then I went to the Mahabharata Oracle. And I got the loyalty card, and this is one of my favorite cards. Now, the Mahabharata is a really awesome war that took place a few thousand years ago. It ushered in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the time we're living in now. It's the descent of Dharma. So that's kind of what we're working through here. And you're welcome, sweetie. So I got the loyalty card. This is Supratika. Now, he was an enormous, mighty, powerful elephant of Bhagata. And he was fighting on the side of the Kauravas in the war, and he was a force to reckon with. He was quick, agile, and noted for smashing the enemy chariots into splinters with a single blow, causing panic and chaos. It almost seemed for a time during that war that the army that he was fighting with was with him alone, because he was such a mighty elephant, and he was getting the better of all of them. He was seizing them, hauling them over his head, flinging them in the air, successfully keeping the enemy at bay and trampling anyone in his way. He was a spectacular display of fighting prowess. In this matter, he was guarding his master, Bhagata, who protected him, and he protected him loyally until the very end, which came when Supratika was attacked by the invincible Arjuna. And he was struck with the shafted arrow by Arjuna. It was a magical arrow. But he remained in his position, although urged by his master, escape, get away, he's going to kill you. He held his position, and he didn't move. And after he was fatally struck from protecting his master, Bhagata became exposed and was also killed. So this card is extreme loyalty. It's fidelity. It's a backer, supporter, friendship. It's someone dependable, fiercely loyal. You are this person, and you can attract people like this because you are a fiercely loyal person. You can rely on others' loyalty to accomplish your goals, because in this life and in past lives, you were fiercely loyal and you defended others in and around you. So those are some amazing things to have, Venus, and it's an honor to know someone like you. So, all right.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Take care, sweetie. All right. So what do you have, Miss Shari?
Am I reading for the same person? That's what I drew cards for. Or am I doing
yes,
someone different?
you are reading for the same person, yes. And
Okay.
let me try to get her starred question. It'll come up again. It's just my computer's a little
That's
slow.
cool. I just wanted to make sure my head was in the right space here, because I started out with abandoned, and it's that feeling of being left behind. And sometimes I think it's a feeling we all go through at different points in our lives for different things going on. But if you look, it's the hummingbird with the flowers there. So it's like she's leaving something behind, but it's not in sorrow. And so you can leave things behind, and it's not something to mourn. It can be something to celebrate, because you have to leave the old in order to move into the new. And then I got perspective, which talks about regret now, and then focus on your wisdom. And this is beautiful dragonfly here, that symbolizes so much of us being able to grow and soar, I guess, with just like with the hummingbird, you're constantly in movement. And then I got spirit channel. I'm thinking that's one of your gifts that you have, is I think once you drill down, and I don't know where you are in your spiritual gifts now, but it just feels like if you're not already doing this, you will be doing it fairly soon. It's just going to be a matter of being able to ground yourself and being able to focus on where and what it is that you're trying to look at. Sometimes it may be a person, sometimes it may be an event, or just a wondering of what maybe is going to happen tomorrow. But when you have this ability to be able to open up into that spirit channel, it's amazing what you can be shown, and you just sit back and you're like, wow, I didn't have any idea that was even possible. I mean, I've just started learning to channel in remote view, and I've only done it a few times, and it's kind of really weird and freaky when it first happens, but it's also amazing at the same time of being able to kind of, I think of the hummingbird when I think about that, of being able to kind of like flit in and look around and see what's there, and then come back out and be able to, oh, okay, this is what I saw, this is what I was shown. And then Michelle was talking about, you had said something about pulling from the earth with one of the cards you were looking at. And it was right after I drew Earth Guardian.
Oh yeah, I pulled Capricorn too. That's very
the Capricorn, that's what it was. And so
Yeah.
this is grounding and protecting. That's part of what Earth Guardians are here for. So I think to go along with that spirit channel there, your gifts are going to grow into you being able to channel, to reach in, to be able to connect. And at the same time, it's going to strengthen, because part of your mission is you're an Earth Guardian. You're here to protect the earth and to help those who rely upon the earth for their existence. Somebody that sits in an office all day and hardly ever goes outside, they may not realize that they rely on the earth to the level that they do, which is totally different from someone who is out there and works the earth every day, because they're farmers or they're ranchers, or they're, they grow orchards, or they're growing flowers, but their work is in the earth. And so part of having that earth guardianship is being able to reach out and protect them. You're a landscaper. There you go. That's why you got that. So, and part of landscaping is not just to provide beauty, but it's also to install and improve irrigation with the type of plants that you put in. Are they, are they plants that require a lot of water, and it's a low water area where you're going to put something else in that doesn't need as much water? So it's a matter of knowing and understanding the earth and what you're working with, and that's part of your guardianship. And as a landscaper, it's my mother found it therapeutic. I have the black thumb of death when it comes to plants. I touch a plant and it dies. I don't know. I don't even try anymore. I buy plastic. So it's like I'm just not even going to attempt it anymore. I got a whole bag of rose seeds over here that's still in the little Ziploc baggie because I'm afraid to try to plant them because I'm afraid I'm just going to kill them anyway. So I keep thinking maybe I can find somebody I can give them to and see if they can grow some roses. But it's a special, and as a okay, they're telling me that as a landscaper, part of that spirit channel is that you're able to go into the earth and channel what it is that it needs in that spot. As a landscaper, you're able to go in and look at the area you're going to work in, and you can go into the earth and see this is what needs to go here, and this is what's going to be nurturing and productive over there. And it's not just to look pretty. There's a logical sense to what it is that you build when you're landscaping. It's not just weed eating and mowing grass, although that plays into it, but it's knowing what to plant where, when to plant at certain times of the year. And granted, you know that information because you study it, but as your gifts evolve and that channeling opens up, you're able to go into the earth and know exactly what it is that's required for that spot. And that's a very special gift because a lot of people don't have that. I mean, I drive through neighborhoods where some people have yards that just seem to they glow because of the way it's all laid out. And 3 houses down, it's like, oh my God, that's, way too much or not nearly enough, or you get the feeling like it's somebody trying to make it do something that it's not designed to do in that spot. Mm-hmm. Because they're not plugging into the earth and what's needed. So I feel you've got some strong gifts that are starting to wake up. You just have to open up to them. And yeah, between the Capricorn and the other cards that Michelle drew, that's earth grounded and earth bound. And then what I got is that's where your gifts are going to be the strongest, is when you go into the earth and you start taking that earth guardianship personally and importantly, to know that that's kind of your mission on this planet, is you're here to protect and to grow and to utilize it to the best it can be in that area. That's what I'm picking up.
Oh, that was beautiful, Shari. And she says, thank you. I love that you tapped in the fact that she does landscaping. That was really cool.
That day, that kind of, I'm like going into it, and I looked up and I said, I landscape. And I went, okay, ding, ding, ding. That's why you're giving me these messages here.
Yeah, and Scott joined us too. It's so lovely to see you, Scott. He's going to be on with me next week, so I'm really excited to connect with him again too. So, yeah.
Who's that?
Scott, Scorpio
Oh,
sun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Scott's sweetheart. I love him to death.
Oh yeah, we love Scott. We're big fans. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll have time to watch more of your guys' shows now that we have like a TV and a place to stay. And so I was telling everybody, we wrote down all the places that we've gone. It's been 10 moves in 10 months. I mean, that's a lot.
Wow.
So, but we're here, and
I
even
did 7 in a year and thought that was a lot.
Mhm.
And that was
Yeah.
through 4
Jonathan was going
states.
through.
So that
That is a
was
lot, Sherry. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
and that was traveling through 4 states of different area. Yeah, that was a lot.
yeah. Yeah.
Fortunately,
For us, it was.
there were no kiddos at that time, so it was a little
Oh,
easier to do.
yeah, for Rosie actually is a great little traveler. She's great on airplanes. She's great on she's great on everything, and she just gets along with everybody. So it's like we've got a really good little girl. So we're very thankful that we have her. She doesn't bark on the plane. She's very quiet. Just yeah. She's a real yeah. So we're lucky in that case. So thank goodness.
She's a world traveler.
She is now, definitely. All right. So I was able to get the questions open. Yay. And Rachel wants to take a course in animal behavior and is wondering if she should take it in January or if it's a good thing for her. Okay. So the main thing that I got was I did get Aquarius 11th house. What this tells me is they want you to expand your, how do I say this, your group of friends, your connections a little more, because that's the main thing that they have you doing. When I get Aquarius, because it rules the 11th house, it also tells me that you might attract unconventional people, and that's okay because you're a little unconventional yourself. So that they're encouraging you to kind of get out there and expand your tribe a little bit. That's the main thing that they're having you focus on. Doing the class now might be a little bit of a juggle. Okay, you've got a lot of responsibilities coming your way, and they want you to try to focus on what needs to be done now and not add too much to your plate. So January might be a little easier for you. Because there's some changes coming your way. Okay, that's the main thing that they're showing me, Rachel. Let's see if you're saying anything here. Okay, no. All right. So basically, you don't want to have too many balls in the air that you drop one. Okay, that's the main thing that I got. They want you to tap into spirit, listen to that beautiful higher self. I know you have a few altars around your apartment. You're kind of going through a place where you're a little raw right now because you just lost your sweet sir. So I think it's important that you spend time in spiritual healing and that you really try to connect with your heart space like he is here and your higher self, and try to work on your healing right now. That's the most important thing for you to do, especially your emotional healing. And I was thinking about how blocked my heart chakra was after my little dog Bella died, because she got me through my divorce. She got me through a lot of abuse. She got me through poverty. I mean, I had to basically have her stay with, other people and things like that when I was going through the worst part of it. But she got me through everything, this little dog. And when she passed away, I did not realize how much of my heart and how much of my emotions I put into this little beautiful spirit. And so it took me a while to kind of come back to myself and also create, not guard my heart. Like I love Rosie very much, but I don't lean on her as emotionally as I did Bella, because I just didn't think that was a fair place to be. I was a little codependent emotionally on this little girl. So this is a time to reflect and to work on your wounded heart. That's the main thing, and to expand your soul tribe to other dog lovers, other people that are like you, like me, dog moms, dads, things like that, and invite them into your life. And I love that you're spending time with, I believe his name's Henry, and that he's providing you with some of that healing as well. But I think doing the class right now might interfere with other things that Spirit wants you to work on. Okay, so you might want to wait till January just to kind of see how things go. And if you're a little worried about money right now, don't be too tight with the purse strings right now, because I got the Four of Pentacles, but it came up reversed. So what this tells me is don't be afraid to go out, have a little fun, expand your tribe, be with friends right now. That's the main thing they want you to focus on. And then maybe spending, especially if you're up like me, between 4 and 6 in the morning, spending some time with Spirit. We call that our sadhana time. We have a very distinct practice that we follow that I might be opening up to you guys. We talked about it last spring. But we get up and we do our mantras and japa. We do our pranayama breathing exercises. We read a spiritual text and reflect on what that means and what we should be doing in our lives. And then we do a meditation. So, and that's usually about 3 hours that we do in the morning. We get up at 4 to do it. And it is added so much to our lives, protection, and it's expanded our spiritual gifts and allowed us to really connect with the guides in a very personal way. So anything that you can do during, that's called Brahma Muhurta time. Oh, honey, please turn off the, 1 second. Give it to me.
So, and that's usually about 3 hours.
Okay, 1 second. Jonathan turned on his thing. I apologize.
And it's added so much to our life.
Okay, there we go. Jonathan is paying attention on YouTube. Sorry about that. But really connecting with your higher self and whoever that is for you is what's recommended. So you're still healing. That's okay. I spent a lot of time healing too. But they want you to not to go out. I got 11th house. I got Aquarius. This is all about going out and having a little fun, letting your hair down. I hope that was helpful, sweetie. What did you get, Miss Shari?
All right, let's see here. Well, first off, I got a yes card that says correct, and it's with the little bitty puppy dog right there.
Oh.
With, and I think this is in agreement because I drew this, as Michelle was saying, go out and spend some time with your tribe. Go have a little fun. And what I do, I picked her like party girl. Let's go have fun. You can do that reasonably and sensibly. It doesn't mean you go wild and go crazy. But it helps to go out and have a little fun, because that's kind of like patting yourself on the back that you got through this and you took care of that. When you go out, you celebrate a little bit and you wrap yourself around your friends, and let them in, so that there is that companionship, that camaraderie.
Camaraderie, yeah.
Thank you. That's the word I was trying to say. It didn't want to come out of my mouth. That kind of helps you know that you're not alone in what you're dealing with. And I drew, it says cautious, suspicious activity. So even though you're doing that, you still have to be aware of your surroundings. If you go out with friends or by yourself, whichever way you prefer, still be cautious. There are still those out there who look to take advantage of someone that appears to be hurting a little bit, or just need a little on the needy side. Not to saying that you are, but you want to make sure that you keep aware of your surroundings and what's going on. And that's just for your own protection, because you're looking at to take this animal behavior course. I agree with Michelle. You should wait until January or maybe even a little later than that. It feels like don't rush it. Get through what you're going through now before you jump off into something that could become too overwhelming. And then you feel like you're a failure at it because maybe you're not able to complete it at that point in time because it's just the wrong time for you to take that step. Because see, I drew multiple issues is what it says. So when you're dealing with a lot of different issues, things that are going on, hurts, trying to heal from things, you don't want to add to your sensory, you don't want to be in a sensory overload. So you want to be aware of the multiple issues you're dealing with, and you want to be cautious with that. Take care. Don't put yourself in a bad situation, and don't overload yourself. Because then I got Stellar Gateway, and it's talking about taking a leap forward. And with that, I feel like that's saying once you have time to heal and do what you need to do to make yourself more whole, you're going to find things happening and steps leading you in directions that maybe you weren't quite sure that that was the direction you were going to go in. And once you start going in that direction, it's going to be very fulfilling for you. And I feel like it feels very strongly that it's going to be, I mean, I've gotten nothing but animals here on all of this. So the animal behavior thing is, yeah, that's going to be a good choice for you. I feel just don't rush it. And the last thing I got was the Keeper of Destiny. And that's talking about the Akashic records. So that could be something you look into as far as either getting an Akashic reading and having cords cut from things that are still binding you up and holding you down. And I've had an Akashic reading where I had cords cut, things I didn't even know that I was still dragging around with me. Things even from past lives that we were able to dig into and cut that away. And oh my God, it was so freeing to feel that and to know, geez, I didn't even realize I was hauling that with me. And thank God it's gone now. So this could be one of two opportunities. Either once you start going into the animal behavior and you get through that course, it's going to lead you to Akashic readings, because a lot of times there are animals involved in that, in some way, shape, or form. I don't really understand the Akashic records that well because I don't have that good of a grasp on it. But I know I hear a lot of people talk about animals being involved in the give and take and whatnot. And as a keeper of destiny, and you're going into animal behavior, that may become what your gift grows into, is your ability to tune into these animals and help them cut cords so that they're free in this lifetime with their owner now, with the person that they're with. Because even animals drag stuff with them as they come. I mean, basically they're angels among us, but they still have past hurts, past lives that can follow them around as well. And so that very well may be something that you wind up doing, is working with animals in such a way that you're able to free them up to enjoy the life they have now and the people that they're with, so that they're able to love more completely and accept the love coming at them more completely. So yeah, that's what I'm getting really strongly is this course. Once you're ready to start taking it, it's going to lead you in directions that you didn't even begin to think it was going to lead you in.
Yep.
Because it's going to it's going to awaken your spiritual gifts of what you're here to do, and to do it with animals. I mean, we've all met up with animal spirit talkers that just, our own little Dr. Doolittle in the house, and they can plug right in, and it's an amazing thing to see. But that's because they've been led down that path to be able to understand that animal's pain, get them through it, so that they can then enjoy the love that's around them now. And that's very important, because animals, they rank real high in whatever heaven is up there, however we want to think about it or term it. Animal, I mean, it's like small children. You don't want to hurt them, because that can count against you.
Yeah.
And we're here to protect them, not to hurt them. So that's what I'm getting really strongly.
And that matches with her chart, Shari, because she's got Moon and Bharani, and we just had a full moon there. Hey.
Yeah.
And Bharani is ruled by the god Yama, and they help souls with the passage of death and rebirth. And there's a big transition in between those two. So I love that you picked up on that you got in her chart. And I believe she's Magha Nakshatra, which is the power to leave the body and access the Akashic records, is her ascendant. So you tapped into two things in her chart that you didn't know. So that was neat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of these people, this is cold reading for me, because I don't know who they are. So
yeah.
And when it comes to that part of stuff, looking at charts and everything, that's right over my head. I'm the first one to admit it. I don't get it. I've had people try to explain it to me.
Yeah.
Over my head. It's like, that's just not my gift. So
I
don't worry about it. I'll let other people deal with it who understand it. It just,
that's the beauty of our spiritual gifts, is they come to us in different ways, because we've had different paths, different lives, different samskaras, which is, past life impressions. And mine's clearly astrology. I mean, it just popped right out at me. I tried other things, and it was like, oh, okay. It didn't really jive with me. So I totally understand where you're coming from. And that's the beauty of this community, is we have all of our gifts that we can combine and work with together.
Oh yeah, and work together on and grow together on. I mean, that's why I like doing collaborations with people, because you're reading one part and I'm over here picking up stuff that I'm originally looking at it going, I don't know where exactly this is taking me, but okay. And there you go. It was matching up with her chart.
Yep, it was. So thank you.
Spirit had a message they wanted you to hear.
And Satyajit, we've got a long list, but we'll see if we can get to you toward the end. Okay, welcome. It's good to see you. And then, yes, Venus, I actually learned that our pets can be past relatives and things from past lives. They just have a little bit of karma left over. And I was reading this in What Happens to the Soul After Death by Swami Sivananda. And he goes, you'll know that they were probably a relative or a human in a past birth if they're like sleeping on a pillow. They get special food. They're treated differently than other animals. And as I was reading it, I look over and Rosie's on my pillow on the bed. So it was like,
We have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a lizard in this house. And with the exception of the lizard and the big dog, I can find any one of the others in my bed or in their beds
Yeah.
on their pillows,
There you
or
go.
on my pillow. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a familiarity for sure. Oh, I love it. And then Rachel says, I feel that Ollie led me to a new path. Oh, that's wonderful. And then Venus says, sounds fun, Sherry. Oh yeah, Sherry's the cat whisperer. She's always got kittens galore up in her house. It's like I love looking at your shorts. I go, oh,
But,
it's cute.
my baby that we found a few years ago had her first litter of babies. We
Mhm,
didn't even know she was pregnant until she started delivering them.
mhm.
And only one has survived, and we kept him, and he's like all over the place. He's bouncing off the walls and just drives us crazy, and we love him to death. He's just such a different personality than she is. It's
And I'm so
yeah, it's
glad
a lot of fun.
and that's sweet, Nicole. And I'm sorry you're struggling with health issues, but I'm glad that your kitty is with you and worried about you. That's very sweet. Jonathan had a chemo cat, and he didn't have a lot of emotional support when he was going through his almost stage 4 cancer about 30 years ago. And he survived. And he goes, that cat got right up on top of me. I was freezing to death after chemo. I had all these blankets on top of me, and he just got up and turned the purr machine on, So
Yeah.
very healing. Yeah. Okay. And Rachel, the main thing that I got was patience. Just be patient when it comes to the class.
Yeah.
It'll come,
When it's
but
right, everything's gonna fall right into place.
yeah,
It's just gonna be effortless.
perfect. Well, thank you so much, Sherry. Oh, I love reading with you.
I like reading with you too, because I learned so much stuff that it's like I didn't know that.
I
Because you're
do
talking about
too.
all this stuff with the Vedic astrology and all the Hindu stuff and everything, and it's like I know nothing about that stuff, but it's really interesting when I'm suddenly picking up on something that you're seeing that I know nothing about. It's like, okay, well, that was meant to be, because we wouldn't both be picking up on the same thing if it wasn't. So,
Yep. That's the
yeah.
beauty of collaborations. And I'm so glad to read with you again. It's been, I think October 16th was the last time we actually, no, it was
God, has it
again
been
in the
that
spring.
long?
Yeah, October 16th.
It's
And
been
then
a
when I got
while,
back in
yeah.
January, when I came back, when I first moved to Mexico, I called Sherry because it was, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a while, but this is great. We're just getting right back on that horse. Aw.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm trying to open up the starred questions and they're not coming up, but Christine is next, and I believe she asked about what her main focus should be based on her Vedic chart. And I did open up your Vedic chart, Christine, so I'm going to go into that a little bit. And as soon as I can get that question open, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen.
You said it was Christine.
And she's in the star area.
As
Yeah.
to astrologic verdict, what area in my life has to be vigilant? Is that the right question?
Yes, I believe it's
Okay.
my chart that's causing the issue, so I'm going to close it after this. But so you are currently in Mercury Mahadasha, and he's in your 11th house. Mercury loves the 11th house, and it's a wealth house. So it's good for money. It's a Capricorn, which is okay. But Capricorn, it can attract not the best people sometimes, especially Mercury there. So there might be a little bit of a test there. Let's see. Be careful that you're not around people that are cunning. You might have to undertake some frequent travel. There may be money spent on people. Make sure that they're not like, let's say, the shallow or just flattering you. Okay, so it's practice a lot of discernment when it comes to your money. That's the main thing that happens during this dasha. And then I'm going to go ahead and read what you've got going on right now, because you are in Mercury, Jupiter, Rahu until December 1st. And let's see here. So there could be some anxiety, possibility of issues with relationships, but there may be good news from the side if you have any children. There could be some troublesome stuff going on. The big thing that's happening is when you hit Saturn. Now, Mercury Saturn is going to hit your chart December 1st. Okay. That could bring a lot of frustration, a lot of issues. Now, Saturn is in your second house. That's the second house of savings. So it's really important that you pay attention to your money right now. Okay, that's the main thing. You're also going through what's called your nodal return. What is that? You're getting eclipsed here. The last eclipse affected you specifically, and it happened in your sixth house, and that's what I pulled. So they're having you focus on service, on food, on helping others, especially if you're doing well and you see that people in and around you are not. That's going to be the main thing. You're going to be okay. I got King of Pentacles energy in and around you. That's a good thing to have. But this is operating opposite an Anagarak yoga. What's an Anagarak? It's in your 12th house. It's Rahu and Mars. What that can do is attract very powerful enemies, people that don't have your best interests at heart. Okay. So that's the main energy that they're kind of trying to shield you from, so to speak. Okay. I got 5 of Cups reversed for that. So this is, it can cause some emotional upheavals, a little bit of denial, emotional baggage, things like that. So it's really important that you pay attention to who you let in and out. And if you're struggling with any issues from the past right now, especially because that eclipse energy was activated, seek the guidance of a professional that can provide you with some really good perspective on how to move through some of that pain. Okay. The worst thing you can do now is to let old problems overshadow the present. Know that things are going to be okay with you. You're being asked to step into a role of service. Anything involving trauma in your past, this is the time to really work through it and walk away from those things because they no longer serve you. They were there to teach you a lesson about not being in denial of your senses and what you're trying to see. Whenever I see Anagarak in the 12th house, it brings a lot of really powerful hidden enemies, people that flatter you, tell you that they have your best interests in mind, and they don't. Okay? Especially if you're doing very well. Also, something you're going to have to watch for is try not to juggle too much right now, all at once. So I did get the 2 of Pentacles, but it came up reversed. So try not to take on too much, especially if you're being called to service. But that's the main thing that I'm getting for you is that you're going to need to watch for hidden enemies. Pay attention to your second house of finances. Really step into the role of service, whether it be like working at a food bank or donating or helping those people that are really struggling right now. I know that we had some things passed government-wise that aren't great because they took away a lot of food programs for people in the United States. I lost my health care yesterday because they decided that, because that's not going to be around anymore. If you are self-employed, we rely on some of those things to kind of help supplement. A friend that I know people that are bartenders that work, 2-3 jobs that also lost their health care because not every employer provides it to their to their employees. So there are people really struggling right now. Luckily, I'm in a country where to go to a doctor, it's 35 pesos, which is $1.50. To go to a specialist, it's $50. So I'm in a much better place to where if something were to happen to me, I don't have to rely on going bankrupt. So there's a lot of people that are in need right now, and you're kind of being you're being asked to step into that role. So, yeah. And again, my screen went blank, so I can't see if you're making any comments, but that's the main energy I got in and around you, sweetie, and I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, and that was Christine, right? Is that the one we're okay? Yes. The first thing I got was unclear, a confused mind, mental struggles. So I feel like this is talking about you've had a lot of stuff happening, a lot of things going on, to the point that you're kind of your mind's kind of muddled. Everything's kind of all mixed up, and you're not sure what's the next best thing to do. And so this is spirit giving you a little warning. It's time to take a step back and let some of this work its way out so that you can clear up the fogginess and the confusion that you're feeling. It can be really difficult to make the next right choice if you've got too much crap in your brain and you can't think straight. And then it's got your exit plan here. It says planned my way. So this is, once you kind of get this all cleared out, then you're going to do it your way, and you're going to make your exit plan, and you're going to go in the direction that you feel you were meant to go. There we go. I keep hearing Frank Sinatra's My Way in my head. So I just feel like once you clear out the mess, you're going to be able to go your way. You're going to be able to pinpoint what direction you're supposed to go in and just go straight at it. And then I got different dimension, not here. So I think once you unmuddle and clear out and make your path and go that way, you're going to find yourself in a different dimension that's not here. You're going to find yourself somewhere else where you're going to be able to kind of sit back and go, oh, that's what I was supposed to do, or that's who I was supposed to meet. It's then going to become very clear to you. And the last card I got was simultaneously unfolding. And that's talking about all at the same time. So and it can sound a little confusing, but as you're going through this and clearing out the all the brain mess, at the same time, you're seeing and picking your path of what direction to go. And it's going to almost feel like it's all happening all at the same time. It's not really. It's going to be some very distinctive steps. 1, 2, 3, I go left. 4, 5, 6, I'm going right. But it's going to feel like it's all happening at once. But it's actually just going to follow cohesively from one step to the next to help you know what direction to go into. And with your chart and you knowing kind of what's going to be coming up in your life that you need to focus on at that particular time, that's going to help you walk through these paths to get you through the mind fuddle and then making those choices of, okay, this is the direction I'm supposed to go in. And in the end, it's all going to be done your way. So don't let anybody tell you that you're doing it wrong, because it's your way, and your way is not wrong for you. Just like my way is not wrong for me, Michelle's way is not wrong for her. May not be right for each other because we're two different people, but we pick up on what is right for us. And when we follow that, that's when things start smoothing out. And that's when the brain fog kind of clears up and you're able to go, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do, or that's the direction I'm supposed to go in. It can become very clear at that point. So just, don't rush yourself. Like I said, it's going to feel like it's all happening at once, but it's really not. It's just going to be one step after the other, and just let Spirit lead you to the next step. And just ask every day, lead me to the next step I need to go to. And they will. And you just have to be willing to listen when they tell you to go left or go right, and not go the opposite. Because eventually they're going to get you where they want you to be, but why put yourself through all of that?
Yeah. Well,
It's easier to just go where they tell you.
Yeah. And especially with Saturn in that second house, just pay attention to the money, honey. You know, where it's coming from, who's around. But that Anagaraj in the 12th, which is losses, financial losses, it's important to know who these enemies are, identify them, and protect yourself. So, especially as you move into Mercury, Saturn in December. So just reallocating those areas of your life so that you can be the giving, wonderful person that you are, because you do have a very giving soul. But there are a lot of things going on that have been hidden for a long time that are coming out, and it's important to feel yourself kind of coming out of, like what Shari said, the fog, and seeing these things come out of the shadows. It's important not to fear them, but to confront them and deal with them as diplomatically as possible, and systematically as well. So, yeah, I hope that was helpful, sweetie. And Corinna has joined us. It's so lovely to see you, Corinna. Oh,
hi, Corinna.
Thank you for joining us. And Sejit, you're still here. Wonderful. That's great. Venus is doing a roll call. And Nicole, thank you for your comments, sweetie. Okay. I'm starting to get a little bit of the controls back. I'm trying to get over to the start area. So give me a second while I wait for that. Our next question is for the lovely Shem. She might have had to leave for temple, but I'll go ahead and do her question because she did buy me a coffee. So, and I believe she just wanted a general for her guides. So, as soon as I get that open, I'll go ahead and put it on the start area.
For Shem?
Miss Shem.
Shamina.
That's it.
Okay. Any message for me? That's what she says.
Yes. She usually asks for a general. So, okay, Miss Shem. Okay. I got a nodal axis for you, Shem. That's Gemini and Sagittarius. So there's something they're going to be working with you on. So Gemini is all about short distance. It's all about your neighbors, your siblings. It's about communication, information, kind of fluctuating your viewpoints so that you can see both sides of things. And then Sagittarius is the house of the guru. It's very much built around listening to your higher self, developing better philosophies in and around life, things like that. Okay. Let me go to my Mahabharata too. And thank you all for being patient with us in the chat. You guys have been great. Okay. So, there are two things that you're kind of working through right now, Shem. There are issues with your communications that they're working with you on. Another thing is that they're trying to give you wisdom and insights into understanding what needs to be worked out in those areas. Because I got Gemini and Sag, so which creates, they're 180 degrees from each other. So what this tells me is that there's something that you're learning to balance at this point. I'd open up your chart, but it's going to make everything freeze for some reason. I did get the Four of Wands reversed. What does this tell me? This tells me that there might be something that you're invited to that you might feel like a little bit of a third wheel at, and that they're kind of saying, you know, maybe kind of step this one out. Okay, this is this, if it were upright, I'd be like, do you have a wedding coming up, an event, you know, something really interesting and fun? But they're saying that you're at a phase in your life where they're really wanting you to work on some buried anger, some resentment stemming from plans that didn't work out. This could have been something that already happened. Okay, guys, give me a little more here. Okay, someone's let you down and you need to forgive, forget, and move forward. This is the Four of Wands is also my marriage. It's a wedding card. So if you're feeling, it's very natural to feel very hurt and even consider revenge when someone you care about disappoints you. But such attitudes will only lead to more unhappiness and more problems in the long run. Additionally, I'm feeling some negative thoughts, maybe some compulsive behaviors that can erode trust and commitment right now for you. So avoid dwelling on why these people have not been there for you after a recent letdown. Okay. Investing time and energy into productive endeavors is going to be far more valuable for you than puzzling over why they did these things. Okay. Release resentments, release complaints, find solace in the knowledge that there are unexpected twists in your life's journey and that they will lead to hidden rewards for you. Okay. There's going to be some temporary instability and disharmony at home, but embrace the potential for growth and positive change despite this. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Okay. I got this was caused by someone who was emotionally immature. Okay. They're also working with you on your emotions. It's important that we don't let our negative emotions and our disappointments and our letdowns determine our actions moving forward, especially if they're not for the best outcome, for the highest and best possible good. What I recommend you do is really lean into spirit and ask them how to heal your anahata, your heart chakra, because it has been disappointed, it has been let down, and it's important that you take those things as lessons rather than as punishments, that you see through what you were supposed to, because this is kind of how I see it, is I imagine God sitting in the heart of that person looking out, even though they can't sense Atman, the Holy Spirit, however you want to call it, and literally going, I'm teaching you a lesson. Pay attention to what this person is doing. If they're saying hurtful words, if they did something to betray me or Jonathan, or if they hurt our little dog, if they did something that just was unforgivable in my realm of being and living, I look into their heart space and I ask the Atman, the spirit within them that's in all of us, what am I supposed to learn from this? And you're supposed to learn better emotional boundaries when it comes to your relationships with people. Once you do this, there are very rich rewards coming your way. I got the patience card. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this woman. This is a woman who was out. I'll give you her name in a second here. She's in the Mahabharata, but she was out by the river, working with some things, and a king came by and fell in love with her because, men, they fall in love with their eyes. And so he sees her and he's just like, Shakuntala, that's right, Shakuntala. And it was King Dushyanta. So he ran into her. He was on a hunting expedition in the forest. He was besotted by her beauty. He fell in love. There was something past life going on there too. And they married. Okay, so he gave her a ring with a royal seal as a symbol of their union for their return to the kingdom, which was after a period of time. In the meantime, she remained at her paternal home raising her son. To her dismay, two things happened. While Shakulanta was in reverie dreaming about her husband, a visiting sage, enraged at her lackluster welcome of him to her abode, cursed her so that the person on her mind would forget her. But later the sage modified his curse, saying that the king, Dushyanta, once he saw an object that was given to her, would instantly recognize her. To add misery to her woe, she lost the ring in the river. So when she arrived at the palace, her husband did not recognize her. And she returned to her father's home and waited patiently for a period of time until the ring was accidentally found in the belly of a fish by a fisherman and returned to her. She returned to the palace, and accordingly, the king recognized her, had no trouble accepting her, and there was lots of joy. So we'll just teach what this story is about is patience is a virtue. It signals a need for patience. Wait for the kettle to boil instead of watching it. Don't rush unnecessarily into anything. Just wait for things to naturally progress over time. Okay, Shem? You're in a holding period and trust that things will work out because patience has great rewards. So things will eventually work out for you on this emotional kind of upheaval that they're showing me that you've been going through, a lot of disappointments, things like that. But if you are patient, you will be rewarded. Okay, sweetie? So I'm sending you lots of love to you and your heart space as you kind of deal through some of these things. And know that you're not alone as you go through them. Spirit's always there with you. Okay? Hope that was helpful. Yeah.
Okay, well, the first thing I got was hazy judgment. Checked out. Be careful whatever kind of medications you're taking.
Mm.
They can very easily not blend well with your own system and the way everything works in your body, and you could have some bad reactions there. Whether if it's prescription medications or over-the-counter medications, just be careful what it is you take so that you're not checked out and all fuddle-brained. Hazy judgment is how they put it. And then I got escapism, which is talking about have your lymphatic system looked at. That could be why I got the be careful of your medications, because there could be maybe an issue with your lymphatic system. So you might want to just have that checked just to make sure everything's okay, or that you're not taking something, whether if it's a prescription medication, a supplement, a vitamin, or an over-the-counter medication that might have an adverse reaction and could cause difficulties with your lymphatic system. So I feel like this is just them kind of telling you, be aware and just have it checked and make sure that you're not putting anything into your body that's going to make it worse. And you may not even know that there is anything wrong with your lymphatic system. And it could be just a medication misdose. Sometimes if you get more than one doctor that prescribes medications for you, they can interact in a not really nice way. And so I know I see several doctors. I take a lot of medications, and I make sure before I take any new script that they're well aware of everything I'm currently taking, when I'm taking it, how much I'm taking it, so that they know for sure it's not going to have an immediate opposite effect, or cause some kind of a reaction that we don't want to see. So, I mean, for those that have been on my channel a lot probably know I've been dealing with some kidney issues since like Christmas, to the point that the doctor, they sent me to a specialist who then sent me to another specialist who was like, okay, you're this close to being on dialysis, so we need to do something about this. And that scared the hell out of me. And so it was looking at what I took already and then introducing some new medications, which seem to be working, and everybody seems to be fairly happy at this point, along with some diet changes and whatnot. So it's a day-by-day step, but it took a scare for it. I went in for my regular checkup, and it took my regular doctor seeing something that didn't quite look right. And it wasn't like anything drastic. It was like just little something. He was just like, I just don't like the way that looks. Let's wait a couple of weeks, come back, we'll test again. We did that several times. And every time we tested, he liked it even less of what he was seeing. So he sent me to a urologist who did testing, MRI, CAT scan, one of those scope probes. They go up into your bladder, because they were looking for kidney stones or tumors or, some kind of a growth or something. Nothing, couldn't find anything. Nobody could figure out what the hell was going on. And the urologist was finally like, okay, we're sending you to a nephrologist. And I'm like, who's that? He says, a specialist. And I said, you are the specialist. He said, no, this guy's more special than me. You're going to go see him. And he's the one that found the initial problem. And that was my protein levels were way out of whack, to the point that I was almost on the verge of them having to plop my butt on a dialysis machine. And so it kind of got all of our attentions. And like I said, we've been doing new medicine, new diet, working things out. And and everything seems to be working really, really good. So I'm really happy for that. And a lot of Reiki healing and a lot of energy that's been sent my way has done a lot of good. So that's why I said it's important to just make sure that you're not taking or doing anything that's having an adverse reaction with something else that can throw your system out of whack. And we're still trying to figure out if maybe I was taking something that wasn't meshing well with something else I took, because there's been some medication changes in the past year. And so we've had to like back off and kind of reintroduce and see what's going on. It's a long, slow process, but I'm okay with that because I don't want my kidneys to quit on me. So, and I get around all of that just to say, this is just telling me, just pay attention, and if something feels a little out of whack, go see a doctor and have it checked. It could be something that's just a little bitty bit out of whack and they can fix it up in no time flat. And it could be something where it's like, oh my God, you're like right on the edge here. We gotta do some drastic moves. So that's important to be aware of. And then as I went into what Spirit was saying off of that, was I got Navigating Spirit, which talks about the direction of your journey. This can all happen to be brought about because this needs to change, or this needs to go in a different direction. And so Spirit may literally knock you on your butt and sit you down so that they can get your attention and say, we got to make a course correction here. And then I got Whispered Realms, which talks about subtle transmission. So it may not be anything really drastic like they had to do to me to get through my thick skull. It could be something just very, very minor and very, very little bit, but it's enough that it can make, with a subtle transmission, with a subtle transmission, just a little bit of a change, and it changes your whole direction, the whole journey of where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to get there. And it's one of those things where something that seems very kind of out of the ordinary, like why would I even think there's a problem, can all of a sudden lead you into some really major spiritual changes that Spirit hadn't been able to get your attention on. So what do? They they knock you on your butt and say, okay, if you're not going to listen the nice way, then we're going to play tough. They will do that when they have to. So I'm just saying, take a little breather and get things checked and start plugging into Spirit and saying, what exactly are you trying to tell me here, and what direction do I need to go in? And you'd be amazed at what will suddenly come up that you had no idea was going to be an issue. So, but I don't feel like it's anything bad or really negative. It's just like getting elbowed in the side and going, hey, pay attention. I'm trying to get your attention here. That's what it feels like. So, and that's what I'm picking up for you.
Oh, thank you, Shari. That was beautiful. And we hope that was helpful, Shem. And when you watch the replay, we're sending you lots of love. Okay, sweetie?
Absolutely.
And know that we pray for you every morning, Shari, and we'll add the kidney issue in that as well. Yeah, definitely. So
I keep forgetting who I've told and who I haven't. I had somebody got mad at me the other day. You didn't tell me anything. I'm like, I didn't remember that I didn't tell you. Because I talked about it so much when it first happened, I just figured, okay, everybody knows about it. No, they don't. But that's okay. I'm catching them up as I go, and it's getting better. every day. So I'm not as stressed out about it as I was a couple months ago.
Definitely. Okay, well, I'm able to get the questions open. Corinna went ahead and tipped, so you are next, Miss Corinna. And thank you for everyone for your patience. So yes, I'm needing a suggestion for the best way for me to develop being more grounded, please. Okay, well, I got some great cards for you. All right. The first one I got was Gemini. Now, this is all about using your intellect to try to explain major life or death, transformative event, things like that going on in your life. You've been through a lot of transformations, a lot of rebirths, a lot of phoenix moments, and it's important that maybe you crack open a few books to help you deal with some of these things. One of my favorite books is What Happens to the Soul After Death by Swami Sivananda. Also, the Katha Upanishad is a really good text to read because it just, it really helps you understand just how the universe works. Another really good text I'd recommend is the Ramayana and the Bhagavad Gita, of course. That's just the go-to, as well as the Mahabharata in whole. Those are just a few. I've got a ton of them, and I can get all free texts for you. They're all online. You can get them on Internet Archive. So if any of those are interested, if you're interested in any of those, I can send them over. They're free. But they completely, I've been through a lot of life and death experiences, a lot of upheavals, and those are texts that really help me understand why I'm here, why I'm going through all of this change and transformation, what the purpose behind this birth is, especially when something really major happens, like a huge family betrayal or a life or death thing, like someone trying to kill you or something like that. You read these texts and they really help you understand the nature behind Kali Yuga and this plane and how it works. And the characters in all of these different epics help us to develop our own character and learn from the lessons that they've learned. Okay, so that's what I would suggest you do is read a little more, develop your intellect, and be open to understanding these things from a more cerebral level. It's what helped me. And so when I pulled that, I went, and I've got Mars there in Gemini. So I kind of see that as a kind of a literary warrior. Now, the reason I brought up death, Lord Yama, because I pulled the death card. Now, this doesn't mean physical death, but this means that you've been through it, girl. You have gone through a lot of ups and downs, left and rights. Okay. And then, Shari, Satyajit says, our prayers are always with you. And Corinna says, that'd be great. Thank you. All of these events you mentioned. Okay. And yes, Christine, we did do your reading, sweetie. So go ahead and you can play back and get to that. Okay, sweetie. Yeah, it's a little late. I understand. So yeah, I'll send you some of those some of those books. They're all really good. I have your email. So you've been through a lot of stuff. And the reason you've been going through this is because they are literally trying to transform you into a new soul. Suffering is not a bad thing in this plane. It actually brings us to higher planes, dimensions, understandings. Shari mentioned that she's going through a lot of health issues right now, but at the same time, her spirit is ascending. She's doing a lot of remote work. She's stepping into these incredible new gifts that she's being given. But that comes usually with suffering, because that's how these things work. I would not have gotten into astrology if I had not gone through a lot of the suffering that I went through. So it's pushing us forward. So I asked where the source of the suffering was coming from, sweetie. I got King of Pentacles reversed. This was a man who used his wealth, how do I say this? He didn't use his material resources wisely. And it might have affected you. This could be in this birth or a past birth, but this was someone who didn't take their role of being a provider and a responsible person well, okay? And it affected you in some way, shape, or form. And you might still be carrying that around with you a little bit. The cure to this is the beautiful King of Wands. He's got this gorgeous lion behind him. He's carrying the torch. He is seeing what's ahead in a very big and beautiful way. The King of Wands is all about taking action in your life and being very, how do I say this? Very determined in that action. It's about analysis, leadership, dynasty. Like it's very dynamic. It's bold. So don't doubt yourself or show fear, even if it's there. Look fear in the face and say, "My name is Corinna, and I am a forceful, confident, dominant, energetic woman. And your actions will speak volumes and shape how others perceive you if you start looking in the mirror and seeing that beautiful lioness looking back." Okay,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
they can serve as an inspiration for you to become more fiery, more self-assured. You can take things on with less fear and more power. They're basically saying seize the throne, honey. So confront your strengths and your weaknesses head on. Make an objective list and deeply analyze it. Because I did get Gemini, and Geminis they're very cerebral. And only by being completely true to yourself will you gain the self-awareness necessary for this personal growth. When you learn to take decisive action and not question yourself as much. Okay.
Hmm.
So embrace that inner king. That's the more masculine side of your leadership potential. And you'll be able to step into a whole new you. And whatever this was in your life, it's time to let it go and not allow it to affect your actions and your bold and assertive nature moving forward. Okay. So that's the main energy that I'm getting for you. All right. And I'm excited to see what Shari says.
We're starting out with birth with a new situation coming to light. So here you've got what looks kind of like a stork with a baby stork with it. So doesn't necessarily mean you're getting ready to have a baby, but it just means that you're getting ready to birth some new ideas or a new venture or a new path, a new relationship. It just kind of depends on what is in your orbit in the moment. Um, but then it also brings out the fact that you are a carer. You're a compassionate person. Um, you tend to absorb too much negativity from others because of your compassionate nature. You're wanting to make everyone feel better, and you're wanting to take away the pain or the sadness or the anger. And as an empath, I know one of my weaknesses is remembering to kind of put up that shield so that I don't absorb all of that negativity that's around me, because my natural instinct is, how do I make it better? That's just the way I am. That's the way I'm built. And so I have to be careful that I put up those barriers to protect myself when I try to assist somebody else, so that I can actually do them some good, helping them without knocking myself down in the same process. So it takes a little practice at it, but you got to learn to build you some barriers to protect yourself. And then I got quiet pause, and it talks about in silence the truth unfolds. So that's part of that putting up those barriers so that you're not overwhelmed, so that you hear what it is you need to hear. You're taking that quiet pause. You're silencing the noise around you so that you can hear what it is Spirit is saying to you. And then I got the end, path of progress, and it says self-betterment. So as you work your way through this, as you take that silent pause so that you can plug in and figure out what exactly Spirit is telling you to do, that's your progress. That's the path that you take. That's how you self-betterment yourself. Because in the end, yes, we want to help other people, But in the end, if we don't help ourselves first, we're not able to help other people. So it's important to learn that lesson, to take that quiet moment, that quiet pause, so that we can learn, oh, this is what I need to do to protect myself psychically, physically, emotionally, whatever adverb you want to use to that, and just know that in order for me to continue to help others, I have to get to this point, which is that path of progress moving forward. And sometimes that can be one of the hardest lessons to learn, is to put up the boundaries you need in order for you to be able to then help others. And that's I'm getting really strongly that that's one of the lessons Spirit's trying to teach right now. Is put up those boundaries so that you can tune in and be able to help others.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shari. I'm just talking to people in the chat. So that was beautiful. And we hope that helps you stay grounded, Corinna. You've got a lot of beautiful gifts. Step into that fire in you, and don't be afraid of the changes that are coming your way, because they're molding you into a better person. So, and it was Father. Okay. Thank you for the thank you for letting us know. All right. You're welcome, sweetheart. We're sending you lots of love. And then so we just have two left. We have Kaiser and Satyajit. So we're going to go ahead and do Kaiser next, because Kaiser went ahead and tipped. And go ahead and ask your question, Kaiser. And we'll go ahead and get to that, okay? And Satyajit, I have yours saved about your IT career. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, because I've been here for a bit. So it's getting late, and I've got to get.
Yeah, me too. I've been on since a little before 7 my time, and it's 9:30 now. So I haven't eaten yet today either. So I still gotta go.
Honey. Oh my goodness, yeah.
It's been a day.
Yeah, I get up at 4 in the morning, guys. So it's.
Well, I'm up at 5, so I'm not far behind you.
Yep, I hear you. All right, so we're just waiting for your question, Kaiser. If you don't give us one, we'll go ahead and give you a lovely general, okay? All right. And I love your name, King Kaiser.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. It is a long show, yeah. What's Erica's true thoughts and feelings for me? What does she truly want out of our connection? Well, I will tap into your connection with her, because I don't have her permission to just tap right into that, okay? And then we'll kind of see what's going on there. Okay. Okay, so I got a couple of things for you, okay, Kaiser? I got Gemini, Aquarius, and then the moon. So this is an emotional connection, because whenever I pull the moon, it tells me that there's something emotional involved, okay? Aquarius and Gemini, they're both air signs. So what Aquarius tells me is that one person is more aloof and analytical. Gemini is one's more playful, fun-spirited, communicative. But the air signs get along great. I'm not saying that this is particularly you. It's just the energy around the relationship. Okay. So, and you're welcome, Corinna. So this is not only emotional. There's a little bit of mental activity there as well, it's a good thing, right? So I asked what was kind of going on. I got two things. The first one I got was the Two of Swords. There needs to be harmony between work and play. Okay, you need to open yourself up to different perspectives. While you can both hold on to your opinions, be willing to reconsider the other person's point of view, and that could strengthen the relationship. sharing ideas with each other, because I got 2 air signs for the what needs to be worked on. It's really important sharing your ideas. It's crucial to avoid being rigid or stubborn when it comes to the way you communicate. And remember that kindness and fairness, they often outweigh being right. Okay, so compromise does not mean like giving in completely. It just requires a very delicate balance. So take a break from your usual thinking patterns and explore new concepts together. And allow yourself to dream and seek answers from within, because as you guys both evolve, your views will have, they're going to shift over the next few months. They've actually already shifted already. So it's the perfect time to kind of regroup and restore balance in this area. So they recommend maybe taking a vacation and avoid overworking yourselves, because exhaustion can lead to frustration in the relationship and hinder decision making, which is what this person is having trouble doing here. It's time to kind of clear your minds and take a deep breath and not take things as seriously as they are, because you're both being a little overworked. Okay. Now, the overall energy that I got that might be blocking things a little bit is I got King of Wands, but he came up reverse, and your name is Kaiser, so a king came up. So this is all about avoiding distractions, because you noticed that she had the 2 crows around her, and she was a little distracted there too. She's distracted, she's blindfolded. So it's challenging to give the relationship the focus it deserves right now, and you're not able to perform it at your best. Okay, so when he comes up reverse, it suggests that not to rush into anything impulsively, without getting all the necessary information first. You may feel really confident in your actions, but you need to be very open to different perspectives and consider alternative viewpoints. That's the main thing that I'm getting that's really going to strengthen the bond. Okay. Be wary of thinking that it's kind of your way or the highway when it comes to certain things. Being open is very important on both sides. So try to avoid showing off and just focus on humility and genuine concern for each other. And then luck will be more on your side. But now it's not the time to gamble. It's not the time to be impulsive, things like that. It's the time to be open and communicative and really share what's going on in the relationship. And that's really going to make things a little more smooth, better for you. Okay. I hope that was helpful, Kaiser, and thanks for letting me tap in.
All right. Well, the first thing I got the care card again. So again, this is one of your gifts is that compassion, that being able to reach out and care for others, provide that care. With that comes that responsibility of setting your boundaries so that you aren't overwhelmed. And then after that, I got hidden, and it talks about searching for truth, looking for hidden secrets. So it feels like that as you learn to care for others, you discover hidden secrets, things that will help them in the long run, and things that you will be able to also utilize yourself to make yourself a stronger person. And from there, I got Soul Script, which talks about, what does that say? Pre-written blueprint. So it's kind of similar to the Akashic records. This is what's already imprinted on your soul. This is your contract, what you've set up before you came down here, that this is what you were going to accomplish. This is what your goal was. This is your path that you're going to take. And when you do all of these things and you get all of this done, that's when you hit the radiant sun and the full life force. And that's the ultimate goal that we all have, is to get to that point where we feel that full life force. And that's what's waiting in the wings for you. You've just got a few steps you got to work through first, and then it's going to be a done deal. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Shari. And Kaiser says, sounds good. Thank you for the wonderful reading. Really, really appreciate it. You're very welcome. Thank you for being such a wonderful, grateful spirit.
Absolutely.
All right, we got one left. This is lightning round, and it is the lovely Satyajit. And it's about your IT career. And I'm waiting for the star comments to come up again. There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to do a really quick reading for you, Satyajit. I got 11th house and 9th house. Start making connections within your network with your friends, fellow IT professionals. And I got 9th house. You might want to consider working abroad. Okay, maybe moving to another area. Now, I know that's kind of a lot, but the reason I say that is because I got the Queen of Pentacles reversed and then I got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands tells me that there is a plan for you coming, and it's time to start looking at your career from the perspective of a more, how do I say this, expansive point of view, because the 9th house is the house of the guru. It's also long distance travel. So what this tells me is that you do have all of the skills necessary to keep your IT career going, but you need to expand yourself out a little more. Discover what's available for you in the world, because you may not be feeling like you're getting paid enough, or that you're as secure as you'd like to be, or that could be coming. Okay. My husband and I also work in IT. We work for Google as contractors, and a lot of layoffs. Same thing with Microsoft. A lot of layoffs. We lived in Redmond, which is basically where all of the tech hub is, and there's a lot of layoffs going on. They're just thinking that they could replace everyone with AI right now, and it's a little difficult. But we moved to Mexico. We are expanding our network in a more international forum, and that might be what's best for you, especially if the area that you're living in now isn't really financially supporting you in the way that you'd like. Okay, so that's what we did. We got out of our home country, and Jonathan had some stuff happen with family to where he doesn't have a retirement, and so we are completely reliant on work. And so that's what we did. It helped us out. We expanded our views, and that's what I would recommend for you. So start making plans. Look into where you can be treated best and where your skills are the most appreciated. Okay, Satyajit? And I hope that was helpful. Thank you for joining us, honey. All right.
All right. First thing I got was home, safety, and security. And so it says, I am safe now. So this is just a little reminder of how important it is to make our home space as safe and comfortable as we can, so that we're able to relax and unwind. We can let those barriers down. We can just be our natural, normal self, so that we can rejuvenate our own strengths and powers. And that security and safety is in your home. When you're able to make your home secure, then you're able to plug in and help yourself feel secure. And then I pulled the Apis Bull, which is embodied primal force. So once you're home, once you're safe and secure, once you've been able to relax and kind of recharge, you got this big old bull energy that's right there to help you embody that primal force, to help you be able to gain that strength and move yourself forward. And yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. It's just spirits wanting you to shore up the house, shore up your home, shore up your everything, so that you can relax and unwind and recharge, because you got some big stuff coming your way.
It's okay, Baba.
And you want to be ready for it.
Oh, wonderful. Whenever I see the white bull, I think of Nandi Devi. So there's some Shiva energy behind that. So prayers to Shiva.
Oh, yeah.
Help as well. And I can give you, especially if you're feeling insecure.
I get it to focus.
Yeah, Mrityunjaya mantra is very good, especially.
I have a new camera and it doesn't like to focus. There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
So yeah, big white bulls. So
Yeah, that's beautiful.
and a teddy bear to go with it.
All right. Well, we hope that was helpful, and we're sending you lots of strength and love. And hey, you could be working from home. That's what we do. So that's good stuff. Thank you, Shari.
You're
All right.
welcome.
So we're going to go ahead and sign off because it's been a long night. But is there anything you'd like to announce? Things that are going on your channel?
Sisters every Wednesday night. Slumber party every Saturday night. That's the regular stuff. And let's see, that was last week. Let's flip to this week. Got a couple of solo shows. I've met up with Trish Campbell. She's an amazing healer. I mean, she it just comes. She looks at you and boom, she's telling you exactly what's wrong and what to do. She blows me away with it. I've got her coming on this weekend for a healing session show, and on Black Friday, I'm going to be doing a special show with Nate of the Third Wish. His new Oracle deck and book are out, and he's doing a fundraiser on them. And so we're going to do a fundraiser on Black Friday. We figure, why go out and spend your money? Stay home and watch us and spend your money there. It's, and get it's a really cool deck. I really like it. I've been kind of sitting on the energy, letting it soak up and get charged up before I've started using it. So I'm hoping I can start using it this weekend. And that's about same old, same old.
Oh, the same old.
Work all day and then come home and do this at night. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, definitely all of her links are in the description. Please subscribe to Shari if you aren't already. She is absolutely delightful. And
I'm almost to 10,000. That's my goal. Hit 10,000 for Christmas.
Oh my goodness. That's so exciting. Yeah, I'm just getting back on the horse again. So it's exciting to be back and to read and collaborate. So thank you so much for joining me, Shari. And yeah, I had such a wonderful time reading with you.
This is great. I'm glad I was late coming in, but I had a prior commitment. So next time we'll schedule better.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're here too. And can't wait to have you on again. And thank you all so much for being with us. And everyone's just giving lots of love in the chat. So we're sending you all love. I'm going to be here next Monday, same time. That is 5 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern. So make sure to come back. The lovely Scott with Scorpio Sun is going to be with me. And he's
awesome. Y'all love him.
Yes. Yeah. And so I'm sending you guys lots of love, and take care to everyone.
Bye.
Oh. Is it going?
We're still on.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to press the end stream button. It's not working. It's just one of those shows, you guys.
We're just going to hang on.
It'll eventually go. So I got a really good outro ready for us, too. So hopefully it'll.
Yeah, I have a new intro that a friend made for me that I absolutely love. I'll have
sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the cards and stars combine. Ancient wisdom flows